Hello, everybody. Welcome to this episode of Rush Roots. Today we have Melanie. So, Melanie, why don't you tell us who you are and where you're from?
My name is Melanie Hitchcock. I live in southern New Hampshire, about 40 miles northwest of Boston.
Oh, wow. Cool. You're up there. Awesome. All right. Well, how did you hear about Rush? What got you into the band and what keeps you around? Tell us your Rush roots.
Okay, I think I have a similar story to other women in that I got dragged to a concert against my will to see Rush. The guy I was dating at the time was absolutely, completely into Rush, and I was completely into Black Sabbath and metal, and I had acid wash jeans and the whole bit. But you know, when you like a guy, you're like, fine, I'll go. So we ended up, actually, this is, Jim, you'll probably remember, and Ticketron or Ticketmaster, you have to get a wristband so you can then go back the next day and stand in line again.
Yep.
But be up front. Yeah. So we stood. I think it was a snowy day. It was February of '94, and I was like, this better be worth it. This guy better be worth it. The whole thing better be worth it. And so March 11th, 1994 is my first Rush concert at the Worcester Centrum in Massachusetts. And that's when I became a Rush fan, because it was after that show that I was just hooked. And it's just gone up exponentially ever since that show.
Yeah, they tend to do that for sure. So what kind of keeps you around? What do you still like look forward to with their music?
What kept me going really was the lyrics, and and now it's the Rush community, because now without Rush and without new music and new concert tours, which was always what I lived for, it's now meeting people who like Rush or love Rush, because you don't like Rush, you love Rush. And talking with other people and getting to know them, and it's just such a great community to be a part of.
Yeah, that's true. That's very true. I wish I had that. I wish I had this community when I was first into them.
Yeah, I went for years without having any friends that were into Rush. I ended up at least one concert by myself. I think it was Vapor Trails, where I was just, okay, well, I'm not going to not go, because, So it was the first time I went to a concert by myself.
Wow.
And everybody was just staring at me like, there's this chick, she's by herself at the Rush concert. She must
What's going on?
She must be with the arena or something.
Yeah. That's so great.
That's funny. Well, the next question you pretty much answered, which is, when and where, what tour your first Rush show was.
Yes, that was Counterparts.
Yep. Is there anything else you want to elaborate on that? Anything else you want to mention about that? Any cool stories or anything like that?
I wish there was a cool story that came from that concert. I think I was just, I had been to see Ozzy and Skid Row and all, the pyrotechnics and everything. And Counterparts was such a stripped back tour from what I remember. And I just like, there's three people. There's just three people. And I just, there's a lot of bands that have twice as many members that can't play half as well. So I was just, I don't know. I think I just had like my mouth wide open all night going, wow, like, I'm so sorry I ever said anything bad about this group.
Oh yeah. It's, seeing them live is really it's an experience. You get to see them perform. If you're familiar with the record, you can see just how well they're able to not just duplicate, but just play things accurately, right? There's definitely no tricks in the studio for them to play that. They're doing it. Right. Yeah. It's pretty amazing. Pretty amazing.
Definitely. And
that's awesome.
The only song I knew going into that concert, maybe Tom Sawyer, if they played it, but I didn't really know any of their songs. I knew Show Don't Tell. I had heard that on radio, but that was it.
Interesting.
So everything was a surprise to me and didn't want it to end.
Yeah, for sure. All right, cool. All right, well, what was your first favorite song and first favorite album, and how does that differ from your favorite song and favorite album today?
Well, my first favorite album was Counterparts. I couldn't get enough of it. I'm pretty sure I wore out both a cassette and a CD. There's just something about, it's also the first is always your favorite. And Show Don't Tell ended up being my first favorite song. I actually liked that song before I knew it was Rush.
Oh,
So
wow.
that ended up being my favorite song for a long time. I just love the bass line in there. I just think it's such a great song to listen to. But then when I, eventually listened to the entire catalog, I picking a favorite album and song is, I don't know, it depends on the day, but more often than not, it's Permanent Waves or Grace Under Pressure. And for sure, Natural Science is the song. Like if I could only have one Rush song for the rest of my life, it would be Natural Science.
Okay. Yeah, I mean, we asked that to kind of see, kind of how your preferences have evolved as a fan, So it's nobody has, oh, that is my favorite album, period. You know what I mean? Like that's it fluctuates, but we just like to kind of see where if your preferences have evolved, so.
Well, I think, in one way they've evolved because I didn't listen to anything from the 70s for the longest time.
Okay.
I just was listening to everything from 1980 on. In fact, I still believe that 1980 to 85 is their best period. Although Clockwork Angels, it's not like they got bad or anything. And I love everything that they've done, even Caress of Steel, even Test for Echo. I love them all. But, take, Permanent Waves to Power Windows.
Yeah.
That's just an amazing run.
It is incredible just in that short amount of time how they evolve from album to album and how they're so different. Like if you put on Permanent Waves and Power Windows, you're like, this is the same band, no kidding, kind of thing, right?
It's definitely not, it's not AC/DC, and I love AC/DC, but you can listen to an AC/DC song from 25 years ago and it's gonna you're gonna be doing the same song over again. But with Rush, what I look forward to with each album was you just never knew where they were going next.
Yeah, exactly.
And that was very exciting.
Absolutely. Absolutely.
All right. Well, why don't you tell us where people can find you on Instagram?
I run the Rush Girls Rock Instagram. That's Rush_Girls_Rock.
And it is an awesome account.
Yeah. Thank you. I try to update it every day, so people keep coming back, but it's way more successful than I ever imagined it could be. It's been a lot of fun.
Yeah. I could say the same about where we're at with Rush fans too. So it's pretty crazy. It is an awesome page. Go check out rush.girls.rock.
For sure.
Melanie, anything else you want to share before we wrap?
No, I think I think Rush fans is doing a great job.
Oh, thank you.
And I like your page as well. I just, all of these pages got to stick together.
Yes, 100%. Yeah, absolutely. Awesome. Anyone that wants to, anyone that's watching that wants to come on and share their Rush roots, feel free to, you can always send us a direct message on Instagram at rushfans, or you can shoot us an email, rushfans@rushfans.net, and we'll be more than welcome, or you're more than welcome to come on, and we would love to have you. So, with that, we will wrap. Thanks, Melanie, and take care, everybody.
Thanks.